So hello everyone, learning Python programming, questions and answer, part 2. What is the difference between the wrapper and the decoder function in Python programming? So the both wrapper and the decoder function in Python programming are used to modify the behavior of the existing function, but they differ in how they can act this. So a wrapper function is the function that takes another function as an argument and return a new function that adds some functionality behavior to the original function. The new function can modify the behavior of the original function in some way, such as adding logs or error handling. This is an example. The original function is still present, but it is wrapped by the new function. And other direction, decoder is a special type of the wrapper function that takes another functions as an argument, modify it the behavior in some way, and return the modified function. Decoders are defined using ampersand of decoder name syntax in Python programming. So all decoders are the wrapper functions, but they wrap the original function and modify its behavior. But not all the wrapper functions are the decoder function because they do not necessary to modify the behavior of the original function in some way. The question is, what is the directory in Python programming? So in Python, a directory is a location on the file system that can contain the files at the directory. It is also known as the folder in some operating systems. Directories are used to organize the files, make it easy to access and manage. To interact with the directory in the Python, we use the OS module, operating system module, OS module. OS module provides various functions for creating, renaming, deleting directory as well as for changing if the directory exists and if it is empty. That will check. Here is the example that how to use the OSI module to create, rename and delete a directory. So first need to import OS file. So here in this example, we first use the mk directory function to create a new directory called new-dir. We then use the rename function to rename the directory to old dir. Finally, we use the rm function to delete the directory. We can also use the os.path module to check if the directory exists. If it is empty, here is the example. So here we can see that we first use the existing functions from the os.path module to check if the new directory exists or not. If it is not exist, we can create it using the make directory function. We then use the list directory function from the OS model to check if the directory is empty or not. If it is empty, we can delete it using the rmdir function. So in summary, directories are important for organizing the file of on a file system, and OS model in the Python programming provides various functionality for interact with the directories, as we already seen, say for example creation, renaming, deletion of the directory. What is the generators in Python programming? So in Python, a generator is a specific type of interactive that generates value on the fly as they are required rather than pre-compiled all values and store them into the memory. This makes generators very memory efficient, especially when dealing with the large amount of data. A generator is created by using yield keywords, yield keywords instead of returns in a function. When a generator is called, it does not generate all values at once, but instead return a generator object that can be itemized over using a for loop. So here in this source code example, generator function that generate the triangle numbers. So in this example, the triangle number function is a generator function that generate the triangle numbers up to a given value n. The current variable keeps track of the current triangle numbers, and yield keyword is used to return the current triangle number to the caller. So in the for loop, we call the triangle number function with the argument of 5. This return a generator function object that we can iterate over using the for loop here. Each time we can iterate over the generator object, it generates the next triangle number and return to the caller, and output is similar to that one. So we conclude that, or we summarize that, the generator in the Python are a powerful and memory efficient way to generate large number of data on the fly. They are created using the yield keyword in a function and can be retrieved over using a for loop. What is the multi-threading in Python programming? So multi-threading in the Python allow you to run the multiple thread, small unit of the programs concurrently, taking advantage of the multiple CPU cores to run tasks faster and parallel. The threading models is used for creating and control threads in the Python programming. For example, in the given code, a worker function is defined that takes two arguments num1 and num2 and print their sum. Then a list of the threads is created and each thread is assigned a target function. So here in this case the worker, and its arguments use the thread constructor. The threads are stored. The threads are start using the start methods, which runs the triangle function in a new threads. After all the threads are started, the main thread wait for them to complete using the joint methods, which blocks the main thread until the child thread has finished. This ensures that all threads has completed their work before the main thread terminates. What is the built-in module maths in Python programming? So math model is a built-in modules in Python programming that provides various mathematical functionality and the constant for using the Python programming. To use the math modules, we first need to import it into the Python programming using the import statement. Once imported, we can access the various mathematical functionality and constant provided by the modules. So in this example, math.py is the constant provided by the math modules that represent the value of the pi, 3.14 some sort of things. The int function is used to convert this value into the integer, which is then assigned to the variable x. Print function is then used to display the value of the x along with some other mathematical operations applied on the x using the math module function. For example, here we use the math.square(x) calculate the square root of x and math.factorial x calculate the factorial value of x. So overall, the math modules provide a wide range of mathematical functions and constants that can use in Python programming to perform various mathematical calculations. What is the use of with statement in Python programming? So the with statement in the Python is a useful programming constraint that allow you to manage the resources like files, sockets, or the database connected more easily and safely. The with statement provides a way to ensure that the resources are properly acquired and released in a way that is both the effective and safe, even in the fact of the exceptions or the errors. In the given example here, in this case, the with statement is used to open a file named name hyphen new hyphen file dot txt in write mode W. This means that any data written on the file will overwrite the previous content of the files, and the open function returns a file object that one can use to read the file or the write from the file. However, using the with statement ensure that the file object is properly closed when the block of the code is executed, even if an error occurs during the execution of the code. This helps to avoid the resource leaks or ensure that the file is not left open after the program has completed its work. Inside inside the with block here, the file dot write function is used to write the string Hariprabhat to the file. Once the block of the code is executed here, the file is automatically closed and any changes made in the file are saved. So here we can say that the statement is with statement is useful constant in the Python that helps to ensure that the resources like the file are properly managed, and the best practice for any Python program that works with the file sockets and database connections. Next question is, what is the difference between module and the package in Python programming? So in a Python, a module is a simple Python files that define function, class, variables that can be used in other Python programs. Modules provides a way to organize the code, reuse it, access different projects. They are typically used to encapsulate related functionality, making it easy to manage and reuse the code. And here, in the other hand, a package is a collection of the related modules. A package is simply a directory that contains one or more Python modules, along with the special init Python file that is executed when the package is imported. Import. The init file here can be used to define the variables, function, classes that can be shared across the model within the package. So we summarize that while a model is a single Python file that encapsulates related functionality, a package a package is a collection of the relevant models organized in a hierarchical fashion. Both the models and the package are essential for the building and maintaining the large Python uh, data code. Now the next question is, what is the use of the email modules in Python? So the email module in the Python programming is set of the classes and methods for working with the email messages, include sending and receiving email, parsing email messages, creating email message objects. It can be used to write the script that can send and receive the emails as well as parse the emails that has been received. So overall, we can say the email models in the Python programming is a powerful tools for working with the email message attachments, making it easy to write the script that can be sent and receive email as well as parse and manipulate the emails manually. The next question is, what is the use of OS and sys models in the Python? So OS and sys models in the Python are used to interact with the operating system and its environment. The OS model provides a way to use the operating system dependent functionality such as working on the file processors, reading and writing of the files, start new process and killing the process. It provides an interference between the Python and the underlying operating system. The model consists a large number of functionalities that are platform dependent, so it can be used on different operating systems such as Windows, Linux, Mac OS, and others. Different from that one, the sys model provides access of some variables used or manipulated by the Python interpreter and to functions that interact storage with the interpreter. It is used to interpret with the Python interpreter rather than the operating system. It provides a range of the functionality and variables that can be used to system specific information and configuration. For example, it can be used to get the command line argument, which can be useful when the writing the script that can take argument from the command line. So here in this example, the given example that OS get CWD returns the current working directory and sys version returns the version of the Python that is used. These are the two just examples of the main function provided by these models. Now the question is, what is the use of the regular expressions in the Python programming? So regular expressions in the Python are used for the pattern matching manipulation of the text. With the help of the regular expression, one can search for a specific pattern, replace or manipulate the text, extract useful information from the text. Python provides the regular expression RE modules that allows you to work with the regular expressions. The module contains the functionality and methods for pattern matching, searching and replacing text. So here in this example code, how to use regular expression in Python programming. So here we can say that we import the RE modules and define a string to search for a specific pattern. We also define the pattern that we want to search for using the regular expression A. We then use the find all methods for regular models, RE models, to find all the occurrence of the pattern in the history. The find all method returns a list of all occurrence of the patterns in the string. So here in this example, we use the RE ignorance flags to search the patent case sensitivity